The average American expenses. How do you compare? Have you played the latest Call of Duty Warzone game? Or Minecraft or Animal Crossing? I'm sure they're great games, but they're even better if you have a new console and an upgraded controller. Have you adopted a pet recently? Pets are fun and they're loving and caring, but they're even better if you deck them out with new collars, new toys, and obviously a hot dog bed to go alongside it. What about indoor garden? Have you been buying plants to support your indoor garden and then you need to get new shelves and new pots and fertilizer all to support it? Well, these are some of the few of the hottest trends that have happened throughout the past year that almost everyone participated in. Trends that cost most Americans hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. Trends that have been fueled by relentless consumer marketing, a fear of missing out on the hot dog bed obviously, and a lack of financial education for most. Well, as I watched these trends pass by on the sideline, distracted by my fear of missing out on the optimal sleep posture while passing a kidney stone in the hospital from eating too much spinach, I began to wonder, how much does the average American spend per year? I mean, if the average American has $7,000 of credit card debt and tens of thousands of dollars of auto and student loan debt, you'd think they wouldn't be spending a lot of money to pay back these debts, right? I mean, that makes sense. What do I know? Let's have a look. Let's start off with the first of the big three, housing. If most people see a rent payment equal to a mortgage payment, they'll think that renting is just throwing away money and they'll go buy a house. The problem with this is most people don't see a lot of the associated costs like transaction costs, taxes, maintenance, furnishings that can quickly add up and blow a budget. Now, I'm not saying buying a house is a bad option. In many ways, it's a good long-term option. I'm just saying a lot of people don't consider all these associated costs when buying a house, which can make it easy to go over budget. For me, I'm still renting a single-bedroom apartment at $950 per month with internet and electricity costs. This adds up to about $12,720 per year, which is significantly lower than the average American. And if I was splitting this cost with a roommate, which I definitely recommend for most people, that'd cut this cost in half. So while the average American is spending about $20,000 per year on housing, I guess it's not too unreasonable. The second of the big three is transportation at about $10,700 per year. And I have to be honest, I just don't understand Americans' obsession with cars. The average auto loan is 7 years at $31,000 and a 5.73 interest rate. That's a lot of money. And then you have to add on top of that maintenance, gas, insurance, and at least one bumper sticker with your political party's support. And I mean, if you're being serious, probably two. And I mean, why do people care about cars so much? So many times people are looking at the 0 to 60 times and the top end speed, but like 99% of the time you're loosely following the legal speed limit. And people care so much about style and looks, but like 96% of the time the car's just sitting out back, parked and idle, no one can see it, depreciating in value. I don't know, it's not something that I really understand. As long as the car can get me from point A to point B safely and reliably, I'm good with it. Despite having this perspective now, I fell into the same trap at age 25 by leasing a $32,000 car for 3 years. After the lease ended, I decided I wasn't going to do that again and just bought out the car. I've since paid off the loan in full, so now I have a 2016 Chevy Malibu Hybrid worth about $12,000 that has low gas and maintenance costs, and it ends up costing me about $2,000 to $3,000 per year to maintain. And if I could just tell my 25-year-old self to do it all over again, I would just say go buy a 4-year-old used Chevy Malibu Hybrid worth about $12,000 and just call it a day. So with the average American expenses on auto loans being about $10,000, I would say, I guess it's not too unreasonable. Then there's the last of the big three, food at just over $8,000. But let's break this number down. About half of that cost, $4,000, goes to groceries. And if you're buying organic and local ingredients, I can easily see $4,000 being not too unreasonable. Now, is the average American buying organic and local ingredients? I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. That's what I do, and that's about the same cost that I come up with. I initially thought it was high, $4,000 per year, but apparently it's what the average American spends. Now, the other half of this budget goes to restaurants, which is about $4,000 per year, $333 per month, or $77 per week. Now, I totally get going out for the convenience, or the experience, or to try something new, but $4,000 a year seems kind of high. And now with restaurants' dine-in options being closed, and takeout or ordering in is really the only option, it becomes quite unfortunate because your meal price can double or triple with like the service fees and the transportation fees and the double tipping and the upcharges. So it just adds up pretty quickly. And so I find myself eating out maybe once a week. I'll usually order online and go pick it up to save some costs. And I ended up spending about $500 per week with restaurants. So in total, an $8,000 food budget for the average American seems kind of high, but I guess it's also not too unreasonable. And the big three take up about 2/3 of the average American expenses. And if you want to cut down your costs significantly, I'd focus on those groups. But let me quickly cover the remaining 1/3, or about $23,000 worth of expenses for the average American. We have pensions and Social Security at $6,645, and while I won't disclose my personal number for privacy reasons, this is one of the good expenses on this list because it's an investment in your future. We have healthcare at $5,193, and if you're looking to save money on this, usually a high deductible plan can save you some money, especially if you're healthy. For me, my expenses are about $3,000. Most of this is my HSA, maxing that out because my health, dental, and vision insurance are almost completely covered by my employer. We have entertainment at just over $3,000 for the Call of Duty pets and plants. And although I don't have a gaming console or pets, I do have a ficus tree that makes an appearance in the My Health Sciences Plus workout videos. Shameless plug, check them out. But all seriousness, most of my $1,000 for entertainment usually goes to sporting things like golf or skiing or something like that. We have apparel at $1,883. And I think people just have too many clothes. Usually I'll go buy a new pair of shoes, maybe some boxers or socks throughout the year, and that's about it for me. I don't try to stick with the trends. I wear the same thing about every time. It's just not a lot of effort and easy to maintain. It is why I wear this shirt in every single video. We have education at $1,443, and this is a good expense. If there was one category that I would suggest increasing, education might be it. Over the past year, I've participated in physical fitness, nutrition, and financial training courses, and they've all been worth the price of admission. And we have alcohol and smoking products at $899. And then we have personal care at $786, which seems like a lot to me for just like a few bars of soap, some shampoo, deodorant, and toothpaste, but maybe that's why I'm not on the Men's Health cover. Who knows? And that covers the $63,000 worth of expenses for the average American in a year. I decided to summarize my expenses for the past year and came up with a number around $28,000. And it doesn't feel like I'm living a frugal lifestyle. It doesn't feel like I'm penny pinching or coupon cutting or waiting for any particular moment in the future to spend a lot of money. It's not like I'm dying to buy a gaming console or pets or even a hot dog bed. It just feels like I'm living a normal lifestyle. So let me get to my final thoughts. Going through each of these items individually, it doesn't seem like the average American is spending an unreasonable amount of money. But if you take into consideration that the average American has $15,000 worth of debt, it's hard to have that same perspective. Sure, if you've made it past my fourth step to financial freedom, where you have an emergency fund, have paid off all bad debt, and are contributing some to your retirement and your future, I can see lifestyle inflation being acceptable. There's nothing wrong with spending a little more, indulging, and enjoying yourself. But if you're not contributing to retirement accounts, and you're struggling with that already, it's just hard for me to see a scenario where anyone should be buying a hot dog bed. Thanks for watching to the end of the video. If you like this video, please let me know by enabling the like button. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below, and if you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Lastly, if you're looking to take the next step in your journey to health and happiness, check out My Health Sciences Plus. My Health Sciences Plus has all the recipes, meal plans, exercises, and exercise programs I use to get and stay in the best shape of my life. Thanks again for watching, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week.